Hi students, hope you are doing well. Last session we saw lesson 1 development. Today I am going to teach lesson 2 sectors of Indian economy. What do you mean by sector? Sector means nothing but a large segment of the economy in which business share the same or a related product or service. When we produce a goods by exploiting natural resources, it is an activity of the primary sector. This is because it forms the base for all other products that we subsequently make. Example, cotton and milk. Then most of the natural products we get from the agriculture, dairy, fishing, forestry. This sector is also called agriculture and related sector. Next we are going to see about secondary sector. The product is not produced by nature but has to be made, and therefore some process of manufacturing is essential here. This would be made in a factory or a workshop or at home. For example, using cotton fiber from the plant, we spin yarn and weave cloth. Using sugarcane as a raw material, we make sugar. After primary and secondary sector, there is a third category. Now we are going to see tertiary sector. These are activities that help in the development of primary and secondary sector. Then these activities by themselves do not produce a good, but they are an aid or a support for the production process. For example, goods that are produced in the primary or secondary sector would need to be transported by trucks or trains and then sold in wholesale and retail shops. Transport, storage, communication, banking, trade are some examples of tertiary activities. Since these activities generate a service rather than goods, the tertiary sector is also called the service sector. Service sector is also include what? Some essential service that may not directly help in the production goods. For example, we require teachers, doctors, and those who provide personal services such as washermen, barbers, cobblers, lawyers, and people to do administrative and accounting works. காட்டன் நம்ம உற்பத்தி செஞ்சிட்டோம். நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன செய்யணும்? அதை காட்டனை நூலாக்கணும். நூலை ஷர்ட் ஆக்கணும். அதுக்கு ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரி தேவை. அப்போ தான் நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு ஷர்ட்டுன்ற ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் கிடைக்கும். அதான் நமது செகண்டரி செக்டார் ஆர் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் செக்டார். பொருள்களை உற்பத்தி செஞ்சால் மட்டும் போதாது, அதை நம்ம விற்கிறதுக்கு என்ன தேவை? ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வைக்கணும், அடுத்தது டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்ணணும், கம்யூனிகேஷன் தேவை, பேங்கிங் தேவை. சர்வீஸ் தான் பொருள்களை விற்கிறது மட்டும் சர்வீஸ் கிடையாது, மற்ற சர்வீஸ் இருக்கும். டீச்சர்ஸ் சர்வீஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, டாக்டர் சர்வீஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, வாஷர்மேன் சர்வீஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. எல்லாமே இது ஒரு ஒன் டைப் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ். Now we are going to compare these three sectors. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year. For example, ஒரு ஃபார்மர் 1 கிலோ கோதுமையை 8 ரூபாய்க்கு மில் கிரைண்டுக்காரருக்கு விற்கிறாரு. அந்த மில் கிரைண்ட் பண்ணுற கம்பெனி அதை மாவாக்கி 10 ரூபாய்க்கு பிஸ்கட் கம்பெனிக்காரருக்கு கொடுக்காரு. அந்த பிஸ்கட் கம்பெனிக்காரரு பிஸ்கட்டு செய்கிறதுக்கு சுகர், ஆயில் ஆட் பண்ணி ஒரு பேக்கெட்டு பிஸ்கட்டு 15 ருபீஸுக்கு சேல்ஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. The task of measuring GDP is undertaken by central government ministry. Now, historical changes occur in three sectors. First, primary sector played an important role. Next, they gave importance to industrial sector or secondary sector. Now, among all these three sectors, service sector is more important because more people are working in the service sector. In the year 2011 and 12, the tertiary sector has emerged as the large producing sector in India, replacing the primary sector. The tertiary sector is so important. Why? First, in any country, several services such as hospitals, education institutions, post and telegraph services, police stations are required. Second, the development of agriculture industry lead to the development of services such as transport, trade and storage. Third, income level rise. Certain section of people start demanding many more services like eating, tourism, shopping. Fourth, over the past decade, certain new services such as those based on information and communication technology have become important and essential. In the primary, secondary and tertiary sector, where are the most people employed? In primary sector, more than half of the workers in India are working. In the secondary and tertiary sector, less than half of the people working. Primary sector contributes only quarter of GDP. In the secondary and tertiary sector produce 4/5 of the product. Next we are going to see about underemployment. Underemployment is a hidden kind of underemployment. Each one is doing some work, but no one is fully employed. This is situation of underemployment, where people are apparently working, but all of them are made to work less than their potential. This means that even if we remove a lot of people from agriculture sector and provide them with a proper work elsewhere, agriculture production will not suffer. Underemployment can also be seen in tertiary sector. They may spend the whole day but earn very little. They are doing this work because they do not have better opportunity. Disguised unemployment or underemployment means என்னென்னா, ஒரு தோட்டத்தில் வேலை செய்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு 5 மெம்பர்ஸ் தான் தேவை. ஆனால் வீட்டில் இருக்கிற 10 மெம்பர்ஸ் அந்த இடத்துல போய் வேலை செய்கிறாங்க. ஆனால் அதனுடைய உற்பத்தி வந்து சேம் தான். ஆனால் 5 ஆள் போனோன்னா எக்ஸ்ட்ரா 10 பேர் போய் வேலை செஞ்சாங்க. அதான் அண்டர் எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட். தேவைக்கு அதிகமான ஆட்கள் போய் ஒரு இடத்துல வேலை செய்கிறது தான் அண்டர் எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட். நெக்ஸ்ட் we are going to see about how we have to create more employment. Along with water, we also need to provide cheap agriculture credit to the farmers for farming to improve. To locate industries and services in semi-rural areas where a large number of people may be employed. In villages near forest areas, we can start honey collection centers where farmers can come and sell wild honey. Opening a cold storage could give an opportunity for farmers to store their products like potatoes and onions and sell them when the price is good. Planning Commission estimate that nearly 20 lakhs jobs can be created in the education sector alone. These are some ways by which we can create more employment. The central government in India made a law implementing the right to work in about 625 districts of India. It is called Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act of 2005. What do you mean by Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act? Those who are able to do and are in need of work in rural areas are guaranteed 100 days of employment in a year by the government. If the government fails in its duty to provide employment, it will give unemployment allowances to the people. As far as visa, primary, secondary, tertiary sector, comparison of these 3 sectors. Importance of tertiary sectors, underemployment, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. In this lesson, I will cover the remaining topics in next session. Thank you, students.